here live with Ray J on KOVLradio.com. I've got my co-host and producer, Keisha J. How you feeling today?
I am feeling awesome.
Awesome.
Now that I can hear myself.
So if you are just now joining us, we have in our studio our guest, my friend, your friend, Tammy Hinkle Davis, who is an author. And today I've called her an evangelist because she has a movement, she has a passion and a concern for what's going on in our land, not just in our city, but to bring national and international attention to what's going on. So it doesn't matter what your faith is. If you are tired of all of the pain, and if you are tired of all of the hurt and all of the sadness and the fear that's going on right now in our world, you want to be a part of this Heal Our Land Day, December 31st, 2017. What made you pick that day?
Because it's right before the New Year's. And I feel like, you know how people have a New Year resolution. This is not a resolution. This is a change, a transformation, a shift in the atmosphere. So anytime you're starting something, you always got to start at the beginning. And I feel like the tail end of 2017, after this movement, whatever happened in 2017 is over. 2018 is going to be a different year for us in St. Louis, in our nation, and I just know, I feel it in my spirit, that God is going to shift the atmosphere. And we are going to be healed. People are going to be healed. Children are going to be delivered. You know, chains are going to be broken. Bondage is going to be loose. This movement, I'm so passionate about it. When I start talking about it, it almost brings tears to my eyes because of the passion that I have for people and how I used to be depressed. I used to be, oppressed. I had my own issues, and I know what God brought me from. So I know if he did it for me, little old me, a wretch like me, somebody who was out doing everything under the sun, I know he will do it.
And since he's been out there and you've experienced it firsthand, so this isn't just something that you're just repeating because it's been at church or something like that, or something that you saw on television.
Absolutely.
You're just repeating. This is you speaking from firsthand experience.
Absolutely.
About how God has redeemed you, revived you,
absolutely,
and gave you another opportunity to be blessed with his grace one more time.
Absolutely. And you are so right, Ray J, because I didn't grow up in church. And it's funny because I always had a reverence for the Lord. So I would be 21, people would get in my car and they'd be like, girl, you got all this gospel music. And it wasn't that I grew up in church or grew up on hymns or anything like that. It was just that I knew what that music did for my soul when I was going through a certain issue.
Right.
Half the time I didn't even know what I was listening to. I'd be listening to BB and CC Winans, Yolanda Adams, and you know how when they're, singing, they're quoting scriptures, and I didn't know all that genre, but I knew it was doing something for me on the inside out. It wasn't until 7 years ago when I actually got for real saved, like for real saved, like I'm saved, like God has saved me. I know that I'm saved.
Right.
Like, I know when that old Tammy rise up, I can suppress it and put it on back down where it's supposed to be with the help of Jesus. So it has nothing to do with, how saved you are, how saved you aren't, or it just has to do with believing that God is able and that he can heal. And I wanted to just focus on Matthew 11 and 12. It says, and from the day of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violence take it by force.
Mm.
It's time to stop the suffering and the violence. This has been going on for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And God is waiting on us. You know how people be like, I found Jesus. You ain't found Jesus. Jesus wasn't never lost. Jesus found you. He was there all the time. So he's waiting on us as the body of believers to move.
Yes.
To utilize the tools that he's given us and move and have faith that it's going to happen.
And you said the purpose of the movement, people of God, it is time for us to ignite the power that God has already placed down in us.
Absolutely.
And take back what the devil has tried to steal: our land, our children, our life, our families. You know, and like you said, it's not like you found something that's already been there.
Right.
He's been
We
sitting
was
back
lost.
waiting on you.
Right. We were lost. He was just sitting back. Again, goes back to free will. If my people,
Mm-hmm.
If you listen,
if you listen, if you be obedient, if you listen, if you have an ear to hear,
right.
if you're not so distracted,
Mm-hmm.
because the enemy job is to keep us distracted with all the nonsense so that we can't focus on what needs to happen to remove the nonsense.
You know, I used to say, and I've said it before, when I would do speaking engagements or motivational speaking with groups of women especially, if I spent the day in your mind, would I have a good time?
Ooh, let me write that down. And I'm going to quote that Ray J. Because you know I love to put little sticky note quotes on Instagram. So that one, yes.
Yes. If I spent the day in your mind, would I have a good time?
Distraction.
Because people can make their mouths say anything, but your private thoughts is what gives me pause. Is what Kathy Bates said in The Family That Prays. Her son was doing some things, and she said, "Son, it's not what you're doing; it's your private thoughts that give me pause." And that was the most powerful out of the entire movie to me. That was the most powerful line that could have been said. And I reflected on that. And that's what it is. That's what makes people hesitate.
Yes. I don't mind.
Yeah. You know, like, why did you do that? You know, you didn't say this, you didn't, but I watched something, because we act out.
Absolutely.
We act, that's it, Keisha J, the
I'm
nonverbal.
an observer as well, so it's like, I heard what you said, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they like, I didn't, you know, just your nonverbal says it all.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it starts in the mind. It manifests first in the mind.
It's like, no, I didn't do that.
Right. Manifests in the mind, and then you act on it. Emotional manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't control your thoughts, then you can't control your actions.
Exactly. So listen, we're talking about this day, and you've brought something here that I would like for you to show everybody. So hold that up. The National Heal Our Land Day 2017, 2 Chronicles 7:14. These are t-shirts that you've had made. Repent, pray, praise, and worship. That says it all right there. So tell me, these shirts are...
Well, actually, shout out to Rob Lynn. He does the shirts for me. Chris. And the first 30 shirts I'm just giving away. So, of course, my church family, they get all their shirts free. And then the first 30 shirts I'm giving away, because that's just what God told me to do. And then if you want to purchase a shirt, it's $7, which is still rather inexpensive.
It definitely is.
And you can go to my website to get the shirts at fancyflamingfro.com. Or you can IM or DM me, and I can send the shirt to you. But yeah, just a t-shirt. And just so we're clear, this is going to be an annual movement, because we got a lot of work to do.
Sure do. A lot.
Yes. So it's not just going to be, you know, a 2017 movement, but it's going to roll over every year thereafter. And the set day is always going to be December 31st. And I talked about this earlier today on Facebook Live, that I know it's going to be cold. It's going to be a sacrifice. But God is calling for a sacrifice. That's what he's calling for. If people in New York can go out on December 31st and watch the ball drop, stand out there for hours, freezing, then I know we can take 10 to 20 minutes out of our day to praise, pray, and worship the Lord. And let's not forget, repent. So this movement is well needed. And I think, I know it's going to be a success. Because even if it's one person walking with me, I know that one person is God. So I know whatever God has his hand on is going to manifest. And it's going to literally do what it's called to do. And that's heal our land.